Wrestler Spotlight Impact Wrestling Superstar Rosemary. Wrestler's name Rosemary, real name Holly. Born the 29th of November 1983, Winnipeg, Canada. Holly is a Canadian professional wrestler and actress currently signed to Impact Wrestling under the ring name Rosemary, where she is one half of the current Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions with Havoc. In their first reign, and a former Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion, she has worked for promotions such as BSE Pro and BCW and Maximum Pro Wrestling and NCW Femini's Fairy Tales and Smash and Steel City Pro Wrestling and Shimmer Women Athletes under the ring name Courtney Rush. She is also a former Shimmer Tag Team Champion with Sara Del Rey. Early career. Born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and raised in Stonewall, Manitoba, she was exposed to professional wrestling by her father. During high school, she and a friend briefly trained at a local school, but quit after one session when the school wanted them to have a match. She later attended University of Manitoba, where she majored in film studies. After graduating, she worked on a few film sets, but decided to resume her childhood interest in professional wrestling after hearing of Eddie Guerrero's death, and attended Scott D'Amore's school in Windsor, Ontario in May 2007, where she was taught by Tyson Dux and Johnny Devine, as well as Scott D'Amore. She initially used the ring name TJ Tyler, reflecting her love of Aerosmith, but later changed it to Courtney Rush. List of wrestling promotions. NCW Feminines Fartales 2010 to 2013. Shimmer Women Athletes 2010 to 2016. Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling / Impact Wrestling, the Knockouts Champion 2016 to 2017. In January 2016, Holly signed a contract with Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Her first appearance took place on the January 26th episode of Impact Wrestling, in which she appeared on stage dressed as a cheerleader and speaking in riddles, while Crazy Steve and Abyss attacked the TNA Tag Team Champions, the Wolves, and stole their title belts, those forming a heel stable called Decay. It was later revealed her new ring name was Rosemary. After making an appearance throughout the year, mostly as a valet for Steve and Abyss, Rosemary made her in-ring debut on the April 26th episode of Impact Wrestling, defeating Gail Kim. Throughout September, Rosemary, as part of Decay, started a feud with Rebecca Hardy, which also led to a match between the two that actually ended with a disqualification for Rosemary after spitting the mist into the eyes of Hardy, then putting Rebecca Hardy through a table. In November, Rosemary started a feud with both Gail Kim and Jade, and after Kim was injured, she vacated the TNA Women's Knockout Championship. This led to a match which aired on a tape delay on the December 1st episode of Impact Wrestling, where Rosemary defeated Jade in a six sides of steel cage match to win the vacated Knockouts Championship for the first time in her career. Month later, during the one night only live pay-per-view, Rosemary made her first title defense, defeating Sienna. In mid-January 2017, the feud between Rosemary and Jade re-emerged, and the two competed in a Monsters Ball match, where Rosemary defeated Jade to retain her title. A few weeks later, on the March 2nd episode of Impact Wrestling, Rosemary would go on to defeat Jade once again, this time in a last knockout standing match, to retain her championship and end their rivalry. During her reign, Rosemary also went on to feud off challenges like Santana Garrett and ODB. In late May, after she saved Ali from an attack by Laurel Van Ness and Sienna, and refused to join their stable, Rosemary turned face for the first time since joining the promotion. During the next few weeks, the kayfabe between Ali and Rosemary would continue, with the latter explaining that the Hive sent her to protect Ali. On July 2nd, at Slammiversary, Rosemary was defeated by Sienna in what was a unification match for both the Impact Wrestling Knockouts and the GFW Women's Championship, ending her reign at 266 days, the second longest reign in the title's history. Feud with Taya Valkyrie 2017 to 2018. On the September 7th episode of Impact Wrestling, after once again saving Ali from an attack, Rosemary was attacked by the debuting Taya Valkyrie. This sparked a feud between the two, and a match in which Rosemary was defeated by Valkyrie. The two were supposed to face off again in a First Blood match at Bound for Glory on November the 5th, but the match was eventually cancelled due to unforeseen personal circumstances regarding Valkyrie. In December, Rosemary failed to regain the once again vacant Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship, as she was defeated by Laurel Van Ness in a tournament finals on the March 1st, 2018 episode of Impact Wrestling. Rosemary's rivalry with Taya Valkyrie was renewed after the latter returned and once again attacked Rosemary. Just a month later, on April the 12th episode of Impact Wrestling, in what was their second and final match, Rosemary defeated Taya Valkyrie in a Demon's Dance match, officially ending their feud. Storyline with Su Yung and teaming with Taya Valkyrie 2018 to 2021. Decay Reunion 21 to present. Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide 2017. On August the 26th, 2017, Rosemary took part in Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide's Triple Mania, working in a four-way match for the AAA Reina de Reims Championship. The match ended with Sexy Star submitting Rosemary for the win with an armbar, reportedly popping her arm out of its place legitimately in the process. The incident gained some attention among other wrestlers, who voiced their opinions on social media on the apparent shoot. As a result, AAA substantially stripped Sexy Star of the win and championship by imposing a legit disqualification. Personal life. Courtney Russ has also acted in several independent movies, including Monsters Ball, where she played Witch Bitch, Exit Humanity, and Beatdown. In 2018, Rosemary and Ali began the series Masters of the Multiverse on YouTube.